It's possible. It's necessary. It's me. It's hard. It's worth it. I don't know what you want. Seemed like yesterday when I was the new kid on the block. Now I'm 68. My mother, remember the first home I bought her? Home she saw. She didn't know I had planned to get that. One of my guys said that we things together on that side. They called me. I think I know the man. And I said, you have to come for. Someone stopped in and say hello. Drove there, opened the door. She held my arm at that time, about 76. She held my arm, we were walking toward her. We got to the door.
Good morning. If you can hear me, please type in yes. If you can hear me, please type in yes.
If you want to think bad enough to go out, the worst day is night.
If you can hear me, please type in yes.
All that your dreams and schemes about. Life is
Okay.
useless and worthless without it. And if you try to explain
Okay.
what's best for it,
I have only 3 yes.
lose all
Okay.
your terror of the opposition for it. And if you simply go to that
Okay.
day that you want, with all of your capacity, strip it together.
If you can hear me, please let me have your yes so that I can start. We're a bit behind already, please. If you can hear me, please type in your yes. Okay. Let's start. Okay. First and foremost, this disclaimer. Foreign exchange. Trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with foreign exchange trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. So, with that out of the way, let's start off. Today being the last day of February, today being the 28th, that's a Thursday, we don't have any major news basically within the day except for US GDP, advanced GDP rate news. That comes in at 2:30. That comes in at 2:30. So, having done that, we know that there's going to be news at 2:30. We move over to our chart. So, as always, we start with the dollar index. The first chart we start with is the dollar index. So, looking at the dollar index, yesterday, price broke back below this trend line here. Let me get this trend line out of the way. Let me get this trend line out of the way. Price broke this trend line, but if you notice, price is still using 96, this 61.8 of this place at 96.01 as support. Pricing closed below it yesterday. So if we go to our intraday chart, that red area comes in at S1, comes in as the first support level. As you can see, price respected it. Like I said, price needs to come up to this area. There's a possibility that price needs to come up to this area. And as long as price is below this trend line on the 4-hour, there is a potential for more downward move on the dollar. What does that mean? A more weakness in the dollar going forward. But a very, very suitable position to take a short position would be from a test and rejection of this first resistance here at 96.30. So knowing that, we move over to our next pair, which is gold. If you look at gold, gold is carefully sitting on this channel. This is a daily channel. As you can see, price is comfortably sitting on it. Although the daily candle, let me see how the daily close. Price closed on the daily bar as a bearish candle. So there is a potential that this level here, which is 1321.42, may reject price, but that is subject to how the day plays out. So we go over to our intraday chart as the 4-hour chart, looking at the 4-hour chart, or the 1-hour chart as the case may be. Let me get rid of this. So the first support is holding, and as you can see, it's already creating a bounce. As it's already creating a bounce, our next level, we could move, since this is our first support, price needs to break above here, because price may be moving higher, because since price has broken this area, this may be a retest of this area to move lower. So what you do is to watch this area for any bearish evidence. And if you get the right kind of bearish evidence, you take a short position down. But be well aware, should price break above this area, above this second resistance, and come back and find support there, it might move higher. But for now, the overall bias still seems to be to the downside. The next pair we move over to is the USD CHF. The USD CHF seems to have bounced off the daily moving average of yesterday, of the daily 50. That was what caused that sharp bounce. As you can see, price is now pulling back down. So the question now is this. We'll go down to our 1-hour chart. This might be a bit of a pullback. As you can see, this might be a bit of a pullback. But one thing is certain, a move below 99.62, a move below 99.62 will take price down to this second level of support. Because as you can see now, this is the daily 50 moving average here. That level is at 99.70. That is where price is currently. So this place may serve as the support and send price back up. But that is subject to the market move. But for now, price seems to be correcting a bit lower. The next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro USD. And like I pointed out yesterday on the Euro USD, on the daily chart, this level here, this level here, 1367, has held price severally. And this break above, we could say that the move yesterday was a retest of that area. And given the bearish position of the dollar index, we may see a move high on this pair. So with that information, we go down to our 4-hour chart. As you can see, this level is holding very well as support, which means that we might see a move up to this area or even higher, as long as this area holds as support, and that area comes in at the 1.1371 to 1.1365 area. As long as it holds as support, there is a potential for further up move in price. Next pair we'll be looking at is the GBP USD. The GBP USD has been on a very bullish streak throughout. As you can see, has broken several trend lines. Several trend lines were broken by the GBP USD, and price currently is at a resistance area. So knowing that, we go down to our 1-hour chart, to our intraday chart. If we come down to our intraday chart, this support is a previous resistance area. It comes in at 132.93. A move below this area, should price break below this area, then price is coming down to this level, next level of support at 1.3231. So it's practical to know that price currently is at an area of support, except you have something like this, a break below, a retest, then price may drop down to this area further down here. So that's the position on GBP USD. Still very bullish, but currently correcting the bullish move. The next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro GBP. Like I've always said, the Euro GBP has an inverse correlation to the pound pairs most times. So the Euro GBP yesterday, day before yesterday, broke this resistance level as at 86.18. So we have a bearish situation now. Price might currently be correcting to come and retest this area. So knowing that, we move over into our intraday chart. But there's a little bit of a challenge here. This is the weekly 200 moving average. It comes in at 0.8555. So this is what might most likely happen on this pair. As you can see, price rejected from there but dropped. Should price get a close above this level, then the next level of resistance comes in here. So we might see something like this. Should price close above 85.55, you might see something like this, a move down, and if this area holds as support, price might move further up. But one thing is still certain on this Euro GBP, price is still in a bullish situation, a bearish situation. So what you might be looking for is a rally to sell from. But that doesn't mean you can't take a long position. But if you're taking a long position, be well aware that you are counter trending and the market might turn at any level you might not be aware of. So these are your levels of resistance here. First comes in at 85.94, second comes in at 86.18, and then the third comes in at 86.36. So your first level of support still comes in at, the first level of support comes in at 85.29. The second comes in at 85.12. So let me mark this up. Here is your first level of support. After that level, you have the next level at 85.12. Then the next pair we'll be looking at is the AUD USD. Looking at this pair, price seems to have broke above this trend line, but upon retest, the trend line did not serve as support. So price fell back into the trend line, which means that this break is a false break. So currently now, price is finding support at 71.27. Should this area hold as support, price may rally up a bit to retest this area, this trend line, this failed break. So be well aware that the AUD USD for now is in a bearish situation. So you'll be looking for rallies to sell from. So the first level of resistance will come in somewhere here. First level of resistance will come in around somewhere here. The move above here will take price to this level. So, but should this support level give way, then that means price may find its way down to this support at 71.07 or to this trend line here. The next pair we'll be looking at is USD JPY. USD JPY, if you look at it from a daily point of view, price appears to be ranging in this area. As you can see, this was a bearish candle, but yesterday's candle took out that bearish bias. And for now, there exists the potential that price may be trying to push higher. But that is subject to some market activity. So knowing that, we look into our daily point of view to find out our levels. So looking at this chart now, we find out that we have our first level of resistance at 11106. The next level of resistance comes in at 11123. Price is currently finding support of the 4-hour 50 moving average at 110.69. That is where price is finding support at. Then the next level of support comes in at this lower support trend line and this static level at 110.45. So now that you know your levels, price seems to be ranging, you know where your upper range is, and you have an idea of where your lower range is. So for now, the best bet is to wait for price at either this level of support or a rally into this area of resistance. If any of these levels hold, you may take a short position from here down or a long position from this area up. The next level we'll be looking at is the euro yen. Looking at the euro yen from a daily point of view, price may still be trying to move back up. As you can see, this level that I pointed out here, 125.83, that level is holding. Why is that level important? If you go to the daily, that is this point here. That level has given price a challenge severally. And if you notice yesterday, price dropped a bit but closed back above that level. So what does that mean? That there is a potential for further up move once price clears the high of yesterday. So knowing that, we go into our intraday chart. And looking at our intraday chart, we can still see that price is still trying to move. The R1 at the first resistance at 126.29 seems to have halted price advance for today. But a move above here will send price to this second level of resistance. And if this level does not hold, might look at the third level of resistance. So for now, the euro yen is in a bullish bias for the time being. It's in a bullish bias for the time being. The next we'll be looking at is the pound yen. Looking at the pound yen also is pretty bullish, as you can see by the break of this trend line. But that will be subject to confirmation upon a retest of this trend line. Should this trend line be retested and price holds above it, then we might confirm a confirmation of the bullish move, and you may see price move a bit higher. Next will be looked then, knowing that we drop down to our intraday chart to pick up our possible levels of support and resistance. You can see price is already finding support at this trend line after having failed at this resistance level. So we might see a move back up to retest this area if these levels of support hold. But if these levels of support hold fail, that is at 147.06, should this level fail, the next level of support comes in at 146.73, while the third level of support comes in at 146.15. So the next pair we'll be moving over to is the GBP CHF. The GBP CHF is bullish for now. As we can see, this level of resistance was broken to the upside. So now the storyline is this. As long as this daily candle, as you can see, there's already a deep pullback. As long as price does not close back below 132.70, then this break might still be active. But should price close back below 132.70 at the close of the market day, then we might say that this is a false break and price may be heading back down to 1.3179. So knowing that, how do we trade this intraday? As you can see, the first level of support is already giving way. The first level of support is already giving way. So the question now is, should this level area here hold as support, we may see price rally up to retest this area. Because for now, the price still looks a bit to the upside. So we'll just be looking for bullish opportunity here to move back up. But should this level break, like I said earlier on, the close of today will determine if this break is a real break or it is not a false break. The next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro AUD. The Euro AUD found support at this our level of support yesterday, and since then has been steadily moving up. So what do we have now? The next level of, we can say now, although price still seems to be in a range, but intraday we are looking at a bullish bias for now. So our first level of resistance, which price is trying to break, comes in at 1.5940. Should this level be, should we get a close above this level and retest, then price may be running up to retest this level and this falling trend line here. So these are the levels of importance on this pair. The next pair we'll be looking at is the GBP AUD. And the GBP AUD, from the daily point of view, has a bullish bias. But as you can see, this trend line was broken, but it is finding resistance at this high area. So knowing that, how do we play this intraday? You drop down to our intraday chart. And looking down at our intraday chart, the most possible next level of support on this pair comes in at this area here, 1.50, 85.19. Should price retest this level and fail, should price retest this level and fail, the next level of support comes in here, which is this previous high here, which will now serve as support. Should this level fail, then price will be coming down to retest this trend line here. Then the next problem we're looking over is the New Zealand USD. The New Zealand USD seems to be in a sort of a range. Got rejected from this level of resistance yesterday. Let me get rid of this trend line. And the next level of support for it comes in at the 0.6816. So if price comes in here and you find the right kind of bullish evidence, you may take a long position towards this level. But be well advised, price is a sort of range. So it's best to play the ranges. As long as the extreme ranges hold, you can play it out. But note that this support here is a midpoint support. The next pair we'll be looking at is the USD CAD. And like I pointed out, the USD CAD has a sort of inverse head and shoulder. Has a sort of inverse head and shoulder, which seems to be holding out. So, and if you look at this pair, you have a sort of kind of like inverse head and shoulder here also at this location, which might look like a sort of a range here, because this is the top area, this is the lower area. A break above this trend line will send price higher. So knowing that, how do we look at this pair on intraday? Let me get rid of this support. Price found support at this point. Price found support at this point yesterday, 1.3125. So the first level of dynamics of resistance comes in at this level here, 1.3188 here. So price may encounter, this bullish move might encounter a bit of obstacle here. Should they overcome it, the next hurdle comes in at this falling trend line. Know that a move above this trend line will send price to either at this first level of resistance or this second level of resistance. So that ends the daily review for today. If you have any questions or any comments you would like to send across, this is my Telegram handle at GreatWhyte, that's GreatWhyte. You can send me a message on Telegram and I'll be glad to respond to it. Thank you all for coming and wish you all a beautiful trading day ahead.